So welcome everyone and everyone that's watching this on record. We're so excited to introduce the Pure Joy Claire Sewell, one of Heart Place Hospital's growing service providers. Claire, you are a wonderful, powerful guide in the world of energetics and leadership, helping carers, creatives and change makers reconnect with energy behind their outcomes. So join us for this Power Hour with Claire Sewell. Meet the energy behind your results, a grounding, high-impact session that shifts how you experience creation, visibility and leadership from the inside out. So it's hosted by us, Heart Place Hospital, our charity Reimagining Care and Wellbeing for our communities. This event is part of our commitment to supporting the whole person, mind, body and soul. Over to you, Claire.
Thank you, Jackie, and hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited. Jackie, thank you so much for having me here and for inviting me. It's a beautiful opportunity to connect with another community, with your community. And I also just love any opportunity to talk about energy and energetics. So my little heart's just going squealing with joy at the fact that I get another hour to share this with all of you. Hey, Paula, good to see you. Hey, Amy, welcome. So, yeah, thanks, Jackie. This is going to be a pretty fast and furious, but let's do it with flow masterclass, because I've packed in some goodies here. I really want you to get the most out of this session. But what we're going to be covering today is we're going to be looking at what is energetics, and it's beyond the law of attraction and the surface level manifestation that a lot of us have sort of grown up with. But how does it work, and how is it already shaping your business, your career, your relationships, and your life? That's the first thing we're going to look at. We're going to look at why is your nervous system the gatekeeper of your results. I'm going to give you an energetic audit, which would be like a guided self-inquiry to help you tune into the frequency that you're already creating from. I'm going to give you some simple calibration tools to shift your energy, and then a reframe that changes everything about how you lead, how you serve, and create results that stick. And then finally, after this masterclass, if you love what you've heard and you want to know more, like for me, energetics is like an inch wide and infinite depth. So I'm just such a curiosity geek at getting to the depth of this. And so if you're anything like me and you want to know more, then I will share about a program that I've created that leads you through becoming an energetic match for the business, the career, the relationship, and the life that you desire. So this isn't a motivational pep talk or a theoretical overview. With energetics, it's all about having an embodied experience. So there's going to be journaling, so get your pen and paper out. There's going to be a little bit of breath work, and everything is designed to bring you home to your greatest untapped potential, which is your energy. So I want you to walk away with a grounded understanding of energy and the nervous system's role in how you create your results. I want you to walk away with a tangible awareness of your current energetic signature. And I say current because the beauty is when we start recognizing the power of our energy, we can change it in any moment. That's how powerful we are. I'm going to give you simple calibration tools that don't take much time and feel doable. They're not going to be clunky. They're not going to be efforting. I like ease and flow. And a visceral experience of what it feels like to be in alignment. I talk about alignment through this. What does that mean? And what does that feel like? And then finally, permission to lead and serve and create from the inside out, as Jackie mentioned. Your energy is your blueprint. Now, what do I actually mean by that? When I'm talking about energy, I want to be really clear, actually. I'm not talking about that first caffeine hit of the morning. I'm not talking about in the afternoon when you're on a sugar high and then you go whoop. When you're feeling drained after talking with someone for a long time about something that you don't potentially care about. I'm not talking about energy as a fleeting vibe or mood. I'm talking about the invisible structure that silently shapes everything. How you lead, what you allow, what you magnetize, and how you're received. So your energy, or I call it your energetic signature or your frequency, is the sum of your thoughts. So, the ones that are on loop daily, pretty much, so that you're almost unconsciously going through life. Your beliefs, either the deep unconscious stories, but also the conscious ones, perhaps like, I'm an introvert or I'm an extrovert. Those are deep beliefs. Or I'm a morning person, or I'm a night owl, or I can't do this, or I hate that. Like ingrained beliefs that you're conscious of, right? That creates your energy. Your nervous system signals. So whether your body feels safe, whether you feel grounded, whether you feel braced, or whether you're in hustle mode. That's your nervous system signal. And all of that, like, it creates what I call a frequency, or I also call it an energetic signature. That is your energetic state that you're broadcasting moment to moment. It could be trust, it could be energy, it could be enthusiasm, it could be joy or lack or fear. But that frequency is what others feel from you, even if you don't say a word. So it's what informs your presence, your posture, your decisions, and your results. It's funny because usually when I say posture, I kind of go like this, but I was already sitting up, so it's good. But your energy speaks before you even say hello. So those are the 4 things that make up your energetic blueprint: your thoughts, your beliefs, your nervous system signals, and your frequency. And obviously, each of those are areas that we can start cleaning up to change our frequency, which changes our results. So I want to start moving into, let's look at the nervous system. So your nervous system is like the gatekeeper. It determines your ability to be seen. So the nervous system isn't hardwired. The nervous system is. It's let's say it's hardwired for survival is a better way of putting it, actually. So it's not necessarily hardwired for visibility. So even if your heartfelt desire is expansion and impact or service, if your nervous system equates being seen with being judged or being too much or rejection or being unsafe, it will unconsciously shut you down. And this is what people term as self-sabotage. So that may look like procrastination, putting off posting when you know that it's going to be good for your business, or putting off doing the thing that you know that's going to lead you forward. If you're trying to lose weight, perhaps it's, putting off going to the gym, or setting the dietary requirements or the healthy eating plan in place. So it might look like diluting your message, or kind of withdrawing in rooms where you're meant to take up space. So your nervous system is always looking for potential safety issues. So it's not a mindset issue, it's a safety issue. And I found this last year when I made the decision to grow my business. I got it to a place where I was very, very comfortable. My business is all built around create the life by your design. And I'd got to a space where I live in New Zealand for 6 months of the year, and then I follow the sun back to London, and I spend the next summer, or not so much 6 months in London, it's probably 2 months. But I like to follow the sun around. So I got into a really nice habit. I'd been doing that for 3 years. I've got a beautiful, network of clients that I work with. And I was in a bit of a comfort zone. So I made the decision that I wanted to grow my business. I knew that energetics was the gap in the conversation, and it's the true direct route to creating results that set our hearts on fire. And so I wanted to share that with more people and create more, support people creating more impact. And so I had all these amazing ideas as to how to grow my business. And I've never really had a problem with implementation, but what I found was when I put them in place, I didn't seem to grow the business beyond my existing results that I'd always gotten. So I was quite perplexed about this, because I'm about service. I'm all about service, helping people, supporting others, create their own vision. So I'm like, when I knew through energetics, if I'm putting, heartfelt desire out into the field, into serving, helping others, supporting others grow and expand, then generally you should be getting the results. So I was like, why is this not working? And when I did an energy audit, what I realized was so fascinating to me was that my belief that I've been brought up was very much in a, if it is to me, it's up to me. If it is to be, it's up to me. My dads are like, and my parents are really like motivational, speakers sort of thing, and very much about we create our own results. And so I was brought up on the work hard, play hard mindset. And in addition to that, it was work hard equals sacrifice. So what I realized when I did this energy audit was my nervous system was going, you're not expanding if that means sacrifice and struggle. No, thank you. So it shut down. So it gave me the same results that I'd always gotten, because my nervous system was set to that thermostat. So I found that so fascinating. So what I had to do, like this, the work, this is the work for me, was expanding my nervous system so I could hold more tension, so I could hold more challenges, so that I could expand my business and expand my results and impact more people. And so that all happened around sort of August, September. I got the nudge. October, I started putting things in place. By November, I was like, why is this not working? Once I started recognizing, by December, I'd created this 2-part masterclass, which was all about energetics, the first time I really went deep into this. And since then, I've created 2 different programs, and I'm about to launch a 3rd one. All that to say, I have, I've had 30 people through this, through these programs, and it's just been a beautiful experience. So I'm sharing that not to impress you, but to impress upon you how fast this can work when we get a sense of, where our beliefs are, the patterns that are holding us back, and how quickly we can move. When we move ourselves, when we change our frequency, when we upgrade, our results change, because it's an inside job, not an outside one. So your nervous system also, let me just do a time check here. Cool. Your nervous system also determines your capacity to lead. So if we did a poll out in the corporate world as to what leadership is, very few people would give you this answer. My understanding, my belief around leadership is about how much safety your system, your nervous system holds for yourself and for others. I always say in my containers, leaders are lighthouses, and lighthouses will be tested, meaning your nervous system will be tested towards how much challenge you can take, how much light you can give to lead people through their path that you're lighting. So when our nervous system is regulated, a regulated nervous system looks like you're able to hold duality. Now, when I talk about duality, I mean where you can hold tension and be calm, where you can hold challenge and also feel ease. Just before this call, I was sharing with Jackie how last weekend I was at my mum's 80th birthday party, so holding all the joy, and it was such a beautiful experience. And then the very next day, we went to my uncle's funeral, so I was able to hold the joy and the sadness in the same. It's the same thing. How is your nervous system going? Is it regulated with that? or does the sadness rob your joy? So I could be in a space of sadness, but it was a beautiful sadness because I was thinking about this, my amazing experience to be able to have this man in my life and all the love that he gave. So can you hold the duality of joy and sadness? Can you hold the duality of fear and growth? So that's what a regulated nervous system looks like, and it's what we're consistently working to. Certainly with energetics, because we're always growing and expanding and evolving. So it's always a game of expanding our nervous system. I don't know why I always do this, but because our nervous system runs up and down, right? So a regulated nervous system also means that you don't collapse under pressure, right? Or overreact to other people's demands or opinions. You have firm standards and boundaries. You're not seeking constant external validation. You're anchored in your inner authority. So when your nervous system is dysregulated, that looks like overcompensating with control, micromanagement with your, with outcomes and people. You get easily offended, or you withdraw, or you overthink something. You question yourself. Am I good enough? Is this right? Am I on the right path? Should I be doing this? So true leadership, and when I say leadership, I really mean self-leadership. We have to start with self first, right? Before we can even start leading out into the world. How are we leading ourselves? So true leadership is a nervous system capacity game. It's not about knowing more. It's not about doing more, which is so much what the world thinks. How can I do more to get more? But it's about being more. Who am I being? And how am I holding more within my nervous system? So the bottom line, just to wrap up this part of the conversation, your nervous system is the gatekeeper of your expansion. No matter how big your vision is, no matter how aligned your strategy feels, if your body doesn't feel safe to hold it, it won't let it in. I've got a woman who's just joining my program Next Round, and I was speaking with her last week, and she is also a coach. And she was like, Claire, I have stopped myself from buying any more marketing or sales programs. She says, I bought them all. I know it all. I'm doing it all. Why isn't it working? And so I was like, let's look at your energy. Let's look at your nervous system. Let's look at your beliefs. Let's look at your thoughts. Let's look at your actions, your conditioned behaviors, your patterns. That's all incumbent within energetics. Here's an analogy just to, I guess, to close that off, which I think can be quite helpful. If you think of your nervous system like the bouncer at the door of your destiny, if it doesn't feel safe, it's not going to let the expansion in. Let's look at, let's do an energetic audit for us all now. This is going to be a guided self-inquiry. It's a super safe place. So, what we're doing here is we're exploring human behavior. So I always want to caveat these sorts of exercises as saying, anything that comes up for you is totally normal and natural. Like we've all been conditioned from a very young age, through our carers, through our caregivers, through our parents. We then go into a school system which conditions us that everything we need is outside of ourselves. So what we're doing here is totally normal and natural, and all I want to do through this process, and it's a very short process, but I just want to start bringing your awareness into your potential frequency, your energetic signature. Because as we're exploring here, before we change our strategy or our actions, we have to tune into the energy behind what we're doing. Because your frequency is always creating your outcomes, either consciously, and mostly it's unconsciously. So let's bring some of the unconscious into the light today. So I want to talk about energy leaks, which sounds a little bit icky. But what an energy leak is simply when you're spending your power. When I talk about power, I mean our power to create. We're always creating as powerful energetic beings. So energy leaks is where we're creating somewhere where it's not being honored, or we're creating out of alignment. And when I say out of alignment, I mean out of alignment of the truth of who we are, out of alignment of the truth of what we're here for, the truth of our purpose, the truth of, what lights us up. So energy leaks, just to give you an example, can be things like blaming. It can be people pleasing, which has become a very common word over the last few years. It can be overthinking. It can be worrying about somebody else's opinion. It can be doubting yourself or staying in a situation that drains you. So some examples of this, which, is common, is where we say yes to something because it's easier to say yes than it is for us to feel the tension of the no. Like your body's screaming no, or you're saying to yourself, I'd rather poke myself in the eye with a hot poker than go and do that networking event. But you go to your friend, okay, yeah, I'll come along. It could be replaying a conversation on loop. It could be feeling like you have to convince someone of your point, of your argument, or of why you're doing something. It could feel like chasing a result or being in a pattern that doesn't serve you. So let's just journal now. I've just given you some examples of that, but I want you to I just want to take 2 minutes to consider, where am I leaking my energy in my day-to-day, whether it's work, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in your health, whether it's in your finances. Just take 2 minutes out now. Let it come out up. If you're left-handed or you're right-handed, just let it guide. Let your hand just guide on the page. Don't think about what you're writing. It'll be big or small. Don't censor, just witness. And I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Okay, now feel free to finish those after this masterclass as well. It's a really good one to spend some time contemplating. The next question to consider is, where am I pushing? Or where does it feel like I'm grasping or trying to control an outcome? I was speaking to a coach the other day just while you're writing, and she was talking about how a lot of her clients are going through menopause. And she was saying to me about how so many of them are resisting this next phase of their life. So they're trying to hold on to the person that they were rather than embracing this beautiful nature. I recognise that some people might not see it like that, but to the point of they're holding on to their past identity rather than embracing the new one. So where does it look like I'm gripping or pushing or trying to control an outcome? Because here's the thing around that. What if it's that energy, that pushing, that gripping, that controlling, that's actually the very energy that's slowing you down? So final question is, what's the frequency behind my current efforts? Everything you're doing, from writing posts on social media, from networking, from caring, from how you're in your relationships, how do you speak to people, how do you ask for things? What's the frequency behind your giving and your receiving? What's the frequency behind your doing, behind your actions? Is it trust? Is it fear? Is it control? If I don't do this, then it won't get done. Is it joy? Does my life always have to do everything around here? What's your current energetic signature? Remember, that's made up of your thoughts that are on repeat day to day, your beliefs, your behaviours, actions, your language, how you speak. How do you speak about yourself? What energy does that go off? Tell me how I'm about to speak to this fly that keeps buzzing around my head. Does anyone want to share anything that came up for them then?
Yeah, I got a real combination. I got a lot of fear, and then I got a real paradox, like got allowing joy and surrender as well. So I felt like I got my typical spectrum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. Because that's a duality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Anything come up?
So where am I leaking energy? I have stories on a loop. I can over-explain myself. I imagine the reaction of something that I put out into the world, so it's my thoughts that might block my actions. So there's lots of energy leaks that I'm like really aware of. Yeah.
Beautiful. That's great. And I love, like for me, I always say awareness is the first step, right? We can't change what we're not aware of. So awareness in itself should be celebrated because that's a powerful energetic exchange just in seeing it. So great stuff. Joanne.
Yeah, so I had a bit of a combination of sort of like fear and excitement. So like I've got I've got a lot of work challenges happening at the moment, so my role's being disestablished. So there's a lot of fear and trying to hold on to the control of that situation. But then I've got excitement because I'm about to go and do training for being a havening practitioner. So I'm excited about doing this course. But also I can sense an element of trying to also control the outcomes of that course. And I'm trying to like constantly sense check, do the experience, and then what comes after. But I find I get into a bit of a loop of, oh, well, how will I do that, and what do I set up next, and kind of jumping 600
Beautiful.
steps ahead, and sort of, but I do have the excitement for the course coming up.
Excellent. I love it. I love it. Yeah. So again, great awareness. And when the loop thoughts come in, where can we just sort of sit back, see the awareness, take a breath, and choose another thought, choose again, start again, choose a different frequency, right? Like where do I stay in that energy of excitement or joy, rather than getting caught in the autopilot of the loop, which can take us out into that frequency, which creates more worry, doubt, scarcity results. Great awareness, great stuff. Anyone else? Oh, hey, Amy.
Got it to the unmute. It flowed really easy when we did the energy leak day today, which is probably a really big thing. So just self-doubt, just to preface, I'm setting up a day retreat clubs, like a spa hot pool centre, sauna ice bath. So there's self-doubt, am I good enough, fear, other people's just drama, my children, the community's views and what I'm doing, my neighbours' views, just getting the building done, past partners and just generally men, that my cat's not allowed on my property, other ones like about aging or aging alone, body issues and health, money, general worrying and people pleasing. So really a lot. Yep.
That is a whole suitcase right there, but that is amazing, isn't it? That's great to see all of that. And you're obviously it seems like to actually be able to bring that to the fore so quickly, so you must have a quite good awareness around that.
Yeah.
And
Jackie's my friend, she keeps good counsel.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So, what we're learning here for everyone is to see like that, and this is why I love energetics so much. You can't shut me up about it. Is because the external world will say everything out there has to change in order for me to be okay. But the actual truth of how we're designed in our magnificence is that all we have to do is change in here. Rewire our beliefs, rewire our patterns, rewire our perspectives, how we're seeing things, which creates a different energetic signature, a different frequency. Once our frequency changes, then it's fascinating to see how outside there starts changing. I was just looking before I came on here as well. I saw a meme about the Matrix with the spoon scene. Has anyone seen that? It's basically this, saying you don't try to bend the spoon. That's impossible. But it's about seeing something different in ourselves, or seeing that there is no spoon. That's going to take you down a whole new rabbit hole. But so yeah, that's brilliant. Great awareness. So let's just do an alignment exercise very quickly, and we might just bring the So now that you've surfaced what's been driving your energy, like those things, those thought loops, the worries, the fear, the doubts, let's come back home to you. So if it feels safe for you right now, just close your eyes. And I want you to feel your feet on the ground. I like to start like rubbing my hands on my thighs just to start getting the energy going. This is about coming back into your body. So take a couple of deep breaths. Breathe into your tummy, then into your lungs. Breathe as deep as you can, and then let it out with each breathe in again, and with each breath, just come more into your body. Try and move out of your head, out of all those doubts and worries and those energetic patterns, and just come with every breath more silently into you, into your body. Now, I want you to ask yourself this one question. If I was already safe, if I was already enough, if I was already supported with everything I need, what would alignment feel like in my body right now? Keep breathing deeply. There's no need to figure it out with your head. No need to try and think it through. Just come into your body and listen. Let your body respond. Just notice. Feel your breath. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the energy tingling through your body. What does alignment feel like to me now? Alignment is a felt experience. It's not something we force, but it's something that we return to. We don't make ourselves aligned. We allow it. We remember it. Alignment is our default state. We always come back to it. Okay, take a deep breath in. Coming back, open your eyes, coming back into the room. How did that feel? Did anyone have a visible physical response? Great. Super duper. Okay, so here's some simple calibration tools that don't involve much time or force. So I mentioned to Joanne before, and this is for everyone when we've done that exercise around what is my frequency, where are my energy leaks? When we have the awareness that we're in them, here's some calibration tools to stop the thought train to Doomsville that we can kind of get ourselves into. Know what I mean? So the first one is just to pause and coming back into the moment, this moment now. So it can be like as soon as you recognize, like awareness in itself brings us back into this moment now. And so when you get awareness, when you get sight of the energy of the thought, you might feel the frequency in your body. You might recognize that your shoulders are up here, or you're in bracing mode. You might recognize it in your body, or you might recognize that you're on a thought loop. However you come into awareness, just take that moment as soon as you get the awareness to come into this moment now and take a deep breath, like just the deepest breath that you can do. Eckhart Tolle says something, I'm not going to quote him word for word, but something like one deep breath once a day is better for you than like something like a year's long of some educational around breath work. Like one deep breath, bringing us back into this present moment now. It's so powerful. And then from that, we say, okay, I'm going to choose again. What's a new thought? What's a new thought that's going to create a new energy frequency within me? What's a new thought that's going to create a new feeling within me that's going to tripwire a new behavior and an action, which will give me a different result? So one simple breath, hugely powerful. Another is to ask yourself a question: what would alignment feel like here? Or what would my next level self, who is already aligned, who already has the thing I desire, even if it's peace of mind, what would my aligned self, who sits in peace of mind most of the time, what would she be doing now? What would she be thinking? How would she be feeling? Be feeling peace, right? So what would alignment feel like for me now? What would my next level self be doing right now? And take that action. I like, if I'm feeling, so this is like a somatics, like if I'm feeling tense, I literally just shake it out. It's quite fascinating watching ducks when they have arguments in the water. The first thing they do after the first thing they do is they shake their wings. They're shaking out all the energy. So we can do that too, whether it's a walk, or whether it's a dance, or it's literally like star jumps, or shaking simple, quick movements to move the energy through, to move the tension or the worry or the fear through the body and out, so we can come back into alignment. So those are 3 simple, quick, somatic things we can do to bring us back into the present moment. And when we're back in the present moment, it means we're outside of, when we go on the thought trains, we're literally out of our minds, because we're out of alignment. We're out of alignment with the truth of who we are, the person that knows what the next step is, the person who knows what's best for us already. So when we go into worry and doubt and fear, we're out of alignment, we're out of our mind. We're generally focusing on the future or on the past. So the best thing we can do is be bringing ourselves back into the present, recalibrating, start again. And we can do that, I can do that sometimes if I can have like something that's big on my mind, I can bring myself back, bring myself back. It's always starting again. It's always just starting again.
Claire, can I just share this morning? I had my car let me know I had a flat tire. I've got a car that tells me that, and my thought loop went, again, like this, and I thought, I've got to drive, all these things, and then I thought, I wonder if it's just it's not actually a flat tire, if it's actually just I haven't reset it, and so I thought, well, I'll just quickly go get it checked, and it was exactly that. So my first thought was to the negative and to the pain it was going to be and all the things, and then I flipped it, and it actually ended up being the better version of what I'd hoped it was going to be. So I just thought I'd just share that, because it's kind of what an example. Yeah. And what you're saying, I always think our frequency is what we frequently see. And so I found myself, it was like milliseconds, but I was like, and then I was like, hang on a minute, I can create this.
Yes.
Yeah, it was cool.
I love that. Hang on a minute, I can create this. It's a great question. Like when we get awareness, hang on a minute, what do I want to create from this moment now? I was speaking to someone just a couple of days ago, and we'd got onto a call, and she was all in. She's like, I'm really in my head right now. I'm really I don't know what's happened to me. Nothing's happened, but I've woken up this morning, and so I just got her to take some deep breaths, and then she changed her state very quickly. And then she went on to something else and then came back again. She's like, oh my gosh, my whole day is going to be ruined with this, isn't it? And I went, no, we don't language that into the field. No, we can change our state as soon as we've got awareness of it. Just choose again. But so quickly we can write a whole day off by saying, I got out of bed on the wrong side. No, you just got a thought on the wrong side. You can come back to center in any moment. So the reframe that I feel that, I've found that changes everything is remembering that it's not about what you do. It's about the energy that you do it in. That's what shapes your outcome. Jackie just shared a really beautiful example of that, like flat tire. When you're in that frequency of, I'm going to do all this, well, everything looks gloomy, right? We've all had that experience where we're feeling really good and we go up to someone, we say, how are you? I'm surviving. And you kind of go, a little bit, right? So when you're in survival mode, all you see is survival mode. So it's not about what we do, it's the energy we do it in. So before we want to do anything, like if we want to think about the results that we want to create, well, what energy do I need to be in to be able to create these results? If I'm doing something with a fear of this is not going to work, or, I'm going to make a fool of myself, and I'm coming from that fear-based energy, then there's going to be resistance in anything I do. And that's how it's going to be met by people, that people are going to meet me with this energy of resistance. So it's not about what you do, it's the energy that you do it in. And if you can think about that with business, with leadership, with creativity, like you're getting yourself into a creative flow before you create anything, even conversations. What outcome do I desire here? What energy do I want to be coming in? Is it from a grounded certainty in my truth and what I'm saying and who I am and what I'm asking for? Or is it a, do you mind if, would you mind, does it, no. What energy are you asking for things from? So we really don't need more strategy. We don't need more things. We just need to stop betraying our energy, our energetic frequency, the truth of who we are. You really are your most powerful asset when you're in energetic congruence. And what's most important about energetic congruence, because I think this is where the positive Pollyanna can often be taken off, is like, if I'm feeling sad, do I need to go, I'm okay? No. Truth is our most potent energy to be working through, to be leading from. So I can be feeling in a state of sadness, and I can honor the energy of sadness, but I don't need to give my whole day to that energy of sadness. Sometimes I'll just, I call it wrapping myself in a sushi roll. I give myself a duvet and I go, right, I'm going to give myself 1.5 hours. I'm going to watch the saddest movie I can get. I'm going to get some popcorn or a tub of ice cream, and I'm going to sit and I'm going to really feel this energy. I'm going to let it go through and I'm going to cry and then let the energy move through. So I'm honoring the energy, but I'm not listening to the story that I'm a loser or whatever it is that I'm telling myself, right? The story's never true, but the energy, we can let that pass through. So it's staying true to the emotions. Truth is, authenticity is our most potent energy to be working through, but staying true to that. And so that is this power hour in 50 minutes. If I can just share, if anyone's, I'd love to just spend the next sort of 3 minutes sharing about a program that I'm offering. And then I'd love as well, if anyone's, we've got about 8 minutes to go. So I'd love to take Q&A if anyone's got any questions or anything they want to share as well. And of course, I'm always available. I'll drop a link in the chat if you want to have a chat as well. But for me, I have a program that I absolutely love, and this was created from that story that I shared with you about me desiring to impact more women with the passion I have and the power of energetics. And so this is what really changed everything for me, was energetics changed my business from 2020. And I've created this program which is in honor of the power of energetics. It's called Becoming Aligned, because it's very easy to talk about being in alignment, but how do we do that, right? We always want to go to the doing. So becoming aligned is more about understanding energy. It's about becoming the version of you who leads with the frequency of the woman who has what she desires, basically. So what we do is we look at where are the energy leaks. And the energy leaks for me starts with uncovering this one belief that fuels all human emotional suffering. There's layers of it. There's the I'm not good enough. There's the I don't belong. There's the I'm inadequate. There's about sort of 10 different varies of the symptoms, but they're all symptoms of this root belief. And so when we get to the heart of this, we can finally stop defaulting to fear and lack and the proving energy and, needing validation of who we are and why we're here through people pleasing. So we feel the grip loosen on that sort of energy, and our inner authority or our power return. We also, there's 5 pillars that I take you through, and the second one is bringing you into awareness of your conditioned patterns. So where am I on autopilot? Where am I looping in the same patterns which are giving me the same results? And we rewire those. So you can stop unconsciously sabotaging what you want and start moving with clarity instead of confusion. So we build this as a 12-week program. So we build emotional freedom through this program. So even in the face of uncertainty, so you no longer get thrown off course with life when it gets loud. You'll feel grounded even when things don't go to plan. And then we build a deep self-trust. You become your own North Star. So you don't have to start looking out there for you to feel okay. You'll sort of stop outsourcing your worth and start honoring your inner wisdom, your innate knowing. I always say we are the problem and the solution, but so often we're just sitting at the frequency of the problem. We're not allowing the frequency of the solution to come in. So that's what we do when we build more self-trust. We become our own North Star. And then finally, through doing all that work, we start consciously creating the results that we desire rather than acting on autopilot. We're always creating. We're the most powerful creators. Everything you have in your life, you've created through your beliefs. So when we rewire all those, when we can see what's been creating our results to date, we can actually start consciously creating the results that we want, guided by joy and by courage and our inner wisdom. So that's the program, Becoming Aligned. It's £1,000. It starts on the 19th of May and it goes for 3 months. And so if anyone's interested in that, we've got support calls, and we've got guidance and intuitive and training calls throughout those 3 months. There's something like about 18 calls throughout the 3 months. Because in the uncovering, then you're going to need support and insight calls as well. So if anyone's interested, then I'll drop the link in the chat, and you can either have a further gander or come and speak to me about it if it's something of interest. So thank you so much for having me. As I say, it's an absolute joy and passion to talk about this. Jackie, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving up your time to talk about this. I'd love to hear about some of your insights and hope that you've found something that you can take away to be fruitful in your next journey forward.
Thank you so much, Claire. And please step up if anyone wants to share anything. And I just really want to reiterate, we go to the gym for our body. We're starting to go to mind gyms, and now it's about going to frequency gyms. And I think, you've pointed it out, we're very powerful alone, but we're so potent together. So what you've created and what we've created here at Heart Place Hospital is these communities so that we can be witnessed, celebrated and seen, just as we're designed to be. So thank you so much, Claire. As you know, I'm a big fan of you and frequency. So I think this is going to be a really great introduction for people.
Beautiful. I thought it was really interesting to see how many different frequencies affect me, from fear to joy, all in different times in the day. Yes. This is the beauty of energetics, right? And awareness. And that's what I'm saying. There's no fixed frequency. Everything's a wave until we put our focus on it, and then it becomes a particle, then it becomes a thing, then it becomes an experience for us. So you'll be like as you know, as a wave, we go like this all throughout the day. So it's a beautiful realization, and that's why I say, can you hold the joy in your sadness? You know, when we're going through challenges, can you hold the ease in that challenge as well? Can you see something about the challenge, as Jackie beautifully did? Can you see something about the challenge that can bring ease to how you're seeing it? There's a game in that we can all play as well. We tend to sort of get swept up in the, oh goodness, this is a disaster. You know, the energy of Disasterville. And once we're on that frequency, that's kind of all we can see. But can we stay open? Can we stay curious? What's in here? Where's another part of the curiosity and challenges alone is a beautiful frequency to bring in. What is this asking me to see about myself or to know about myself? What is this showing me where my resilience is or what I can handle? There's a solution here somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? So, yeah, great realization, Paula. Multidimensional energetic beings, all the parts make up our wholeness. Yes. Yeah, so our thoughts are signals. Our heart is magnetic, so we're electromagnetic beings, and that's how we create. The thought goes out, the heart attracts the magnetism, and that's how we're constantly creating through our focus. Thank you, Jackie. It's been a blast as always.
Thanks, everybody, and thank you so much for supporting us with Heart Place Hospital, and not only supporting yourself, but the ripple effect out to everybody else. So it's I put in there, it's tectronic. Thanks so much, everyone.
I love your sayings. Thank you. Good to see you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.